Thanks so much for coming along tonight. It's a really poor night of weather yet again, but it's really appreciated. And tonight I've got with me Mrs. Woods from the guidance team. I've got Karen McCulloch from the SDS, and I've got Claire Kent from the college, and they're just going to say a few words as we go through the presentation as well. And just to remind you, there's probably a more in-depth presentation online next Wednesday. Yeah, thanks, Woods. I've got that. Okay, without further ado, we'll get started. Okay, so really the first thing, what we're trying to go over tonight is just what key dates for the options are, an overview of the process, where the option materials are, how to complete the form, because it's quite a complicated form we've got, and the support that's available from our partners like Oxford College, Aberdeen staff, and from SDS. So, when I made this slide up, it seemed like a long way away. Here we are, Sunday at Parents' Evening for S3 parents. This presentation here, and like I mentioned earlier, on Wednesday, the senior options, and that's online, which might be a bit more convenient for folk. The deadline is Friday, March the 3rd, so it's a bit away yet because the guidance staff will be doing a lot of work with the pupils within classes, the PSE classes, to make sure we get the options right. It's a long process. Any early forms will be handed in about 20th of February. If we start getting them in then, that'd be great. It doesn't make any difference to the classes being full or not being full. Nothing really happens until the 3rd of March. It really helps me input all the data into my machine that I then work out the columns, the classes and all that kind of stuff, so it really helps me. For S3 into S4 pupils, it's relatively straightforward. All pupils will do 6 subjects, or the vast majority will do 6 subjects. 2 of these will be English and Maths, which they'll continue with, and then there'll be 4 more choices taken and drawn from their S3 subjects. There are some new courses coming into play as they move into S4. There's a whole range of college courses, fantastic college courses, so they can choose one of these. And there's also a few other subject-specific courses such as fashion and textiles that come on stream just for S4 pupils as they move into the senior school. Pupils will be choosing their subjects from the subjects they're studying in S3, and the reason we have that is because we've already been doing skills and some of the content that'll be required for the national courses. We're already doing it already in S3, so we're building on the kind of skills we've learned this year. Mentioned up in the college already, pupils will also be doing PSE as ever, that goes right through the school, PE as core, and RMPS as core as well. So everybody will do these subjects regardless of what their choices are. And that's the kind of structure. When it comes to the option forum, all pupils will have a discussion with principal teachers about the subject they're picking, apart from English and Maths. Pupils don't need to get these subjects signed up for them. It allows the principal teacher to have a chat with the pupil, say, is this the right choice for you? You could be doing this level of course, you could be doing that level of course, and that allows a conversation, just so we get the very best advice to pupils from principal teachers. Buttons. One thing I always point out, information areas, my job is to kind of course all the pupils throughout the senior phase, so that's S4, 5 and 6, all together across what we call columns. These make up 5 pages each across the school. It's my job to fit it all together, but sometimes, particularly for the smaller subjects, there might only be one class. So say there's one class of National 5 Music, for example. There might be 5 classes of National 5 Biology, so it depends on the subjects folk have chosen. There could be a possibility of a clash, so always try and make that really clear. If there is a clash, I'll go back to the pupil and say, we've got a problem here. Say music has appeared in the same time as, I'm trying to think of another small subject, say fashion textiles. So I'm going to have to get you to re-choose. You can do one of these, but you can't do both because they come at the same time. It's usually quite a small group of pupils, but it can happen, so I just want to be upfront about that. And then speak to people about it and the options, look at the reserves, and then send them home to speak to their parents, and come back in and see them the next day and say, right, this is what I've decided to do. So I try and avoid that at all costs, but it does happen. I try to prioritise S3 into S4, and because they're choosing from 8 subjects down to 6, and they really need their subjects. Where can you find the option materials? We're aware it's complex, there's lots of information out there, so we've got 6 supports. I'm just going to go through these. The courses themselves, the option sheet that gets handed in, the course descriptors, which are describe all the courses that we offer and give you a bit more detail about them. A progression sheet, which for you guys is just to try and plan ahead right through the 6th year. You can change your mind, but it's just to give you a chance to have a chat with your youngsters and just see what they're thinking and try and plot courses through the school. There's a parents information booklet, and Orkney College brochure is there on our website also, so you can see the courses that the college offer and get lots and lots of information. So that's where you can find options, materials on the school website. That's the course descriptors. That's a parent's guide to the options and the information you might need in there. The progression sheet you can download. Doesn't have to be returned, that's just for your own kind of use, and just plots the course from 3rd year, 4th year, 5th year, and you can start putting subjects down. If I do National 5 Biology, I might want to do higher biology in 5th year. I could possibly want to go and do advanced higher biology in 6th year, for example. You're not held to it, it's just for your own information to get a chat. This is the option sheet. I'll come back to this in a minute or two. This is what we'll be getting handed in. I'll give you more detail on that. And these are the courses on offer. And these sheets, the guidance staff are working with pupils in PSE, going through these sheets and looking through, giving advice. And the senior phase brochure from Orkney College is sitting there as well. I don't know if it clicks this clicker. I was assured there's new batteries in it. Okay. So, support available during the options process. I'm going to hand over to my colleagues now, and they'll give you just a bit of insight into what they do. And Destiny's first, Karen. What's
Okay.
yours, Destiny?
I wasn't expecting that. I thought it'd be you this month, but it's me. So hi
I think we've
everybody.
changed the order just to throw you a wee bit.
I know. Yeah, they like doing that. Put you in the spot in this school. So I'm Karen. I work for Skills Development Scotland. So we're an external agency, and we work closely with school staff. But we come into school and we see pupils here in the library in the 2 rooms there. So we start working with pupils in S1, where we go into their classes and introduce them to the idea of careers and what we're about, and do some activities with pupils. We will have already seen all your S2 pupils because they all get an appointment in S2. So when it comes to S3, what we tend to do is more of a kind of drop-in and referral service. So what we're planning over the next month or so is to be sitting outside the pupils' PSE classes when they're on, and having people coming out to us that want to speak to us. So not everyone in S3 needs us. A lot of your kids at home have probably already started to make decisions, and some of them have it all kind of sussed out already. So where there are things like course clashes, we might see pupils a bit more then, and where there's confusion about what they might need to go off to college or uni or to do certain things, then we'll see them. So what we're doing is we're seeing them initially for drop-in outside PSE, and then when we see them, if we think that they might need a longer appointment, we would suggest that to them. And also their guidance teacher shall be watching out for those that need longer appointments. And we already have a list of young people who are waiting. So what we do with pupils in the appointments that we have with them is looking at career management skills, looking at planning ahead, looking at not just what they might do in the future for a career, but looking at opportunities and things that they could be doing right now. So it's about small decisions as much as it is about big decisions. So that's what careers advisors are doing in school. And we now have a team of 4 people coming into schools. So pupils could be seeing any one of us. There's myself, Gemma, Richard, Samantha, and Finley. That's 5 actually, not 4. Sorry, I forgot. We've got an extra person now. So yeah, we also have a website. So we've got My World of Work, and there's a section in that for parents and carers. If you're wanting to explore subject choices at home, there's a tool on it that you can use where you can put in the 6 subjects and it comes up with suggestions. We do not, when we see pupils, we do not have any expectations of them to tell us what they want to do in the future. That is just, and we don't make suggestions or advise them what they should be doing. What we do is we speak to them and we listen to them, and we talk through their ideas. and it makes no difference to us if they want to do one thing one week and then another thing another week. It's we don't have any expectations of them to tell us anything. But in the conversations that we have with them, we try to get them to think about what they're doing right now, what they could be doing, and where that might lead, and develop in their soft skills the things that they will need for any job that they might have. So I think that's all. Do I need to say anything else?
No, I think that's it. You'll be
Does
downstairs.
anybody have any questions before I finish up? Or are you doing that then? Yeah. We're going to be down. I'm not going to be downstairs because I'm a parent as well, so I'm going to be doing the parents' evening. But there'll be advisors downstairs and the round tables just to the side of the where the main tables are. So we are a bit out of the way, so you kind of have to come to us. But feel free to come along if you want to have a chat about anything specific.
That's
Okay?
it. Thank you. Mrs. Woods, just change the slide.
Hi there, my name is Ruksha Woods. I'm one of the guidance teachers. My colleagues are Mr. Berry, Miss Taylor, Mr. Nisbet, who's not here today. But between us, we are here to talk to your young person in PSE. So I'm going to tell you what I did in PSE with my third years period 6 today. Basically, I know that the third years had already had an assembly from Mr. Ewing, but I went through everything again, but in a classroom situation. So we went through the option form, okay? This is a practice option form, and I said, ignore that bit, look at that bit, okay? Because these are hires and these are nationals, so these is really what the pupils are choosing from. Because they look at that and they start thinking, oh, but this isn't that and this isn't that. And so really my job is very much practical, okay? So we tell them to look up here. Then I go through all the choices that they can do at college, because college is a new thing. And some of them may have older brothers and sisters or cousins and stuff, and they'll know, oh, excellent, you go to college on a Friday morning and stuff. Other young people don't have any experience of that, so they're like, oh, when do I go to college? How do I do this? What do I do? Do I go to registration? Do I not go to registration? And they want to know all those type of questions, so I could talk them through that. Then I taught them through how to fill out the other side of the option form and remind them that Maths and English is not an option. So that's why it's written there, Maths and English, and then they choose 4 other ones. Remind them that they have to choose reserve, 2 reserves, because just in case, as Mr. Ewing says, there isn't enough room. Mr. Ewing is going to need to, talk about reserves with them. The progress planning sheet, we did that in our classes today. Again, just to allow young people to plan ahead, essentially. So I tell them, some young people leave at the end of 4th year. We will work with them to make sure that they've got something after when they leave school at the end of 4th year. Some choose to stay on to 5th and 6th year, and we'll help them every step of the way. But none of this is set in stone, apart from the fact that they can't leave until the end of 4th year. That's the bit that's set in stone. And then that allows them to actually have a look at the hires and go, oh yeah, I might want to do one of these hires in the columns, but I like that one, but it's in the same column. So then I tell them, you're going to have to choose, because the columns are essentially when the classes are running, and you can't be in 2 places at once. So you've got to choose one. So that allows them to plan ahead. Okay? This year, what we've done for the first time as well is give them a wee information sheet about just an additional information sheet about how they go ahead with the Skills for Work programme and what they do on a Monday afternoon, because that's timetabled as part of their college course and they could use that for work experience. So that's written down there. And just some information if they want to plan ahead for 5th and 6th year. So then after that, I have given classes information about how to look up what they need for entry into university. So I will choose a random thing. Often primary teaching and nursing is quite handy, so I will get up a university website or a college website, type in primary teaching, and then I'll show them how to look for entry requirements, because they need to plan ahead to see about entry requirements, because they need the hires, but before they get the hires, they need the National 5s. And that's the other thing I kind of explain to them in you know, sometimes they don't know the difference. What's the difference between a National 4, a National 5, a higher, an advanced higher? So I just really go through kind of all of that, you know, in a really pupil-friendly kind of way, so that they understand that there's progression. Okay, there's progression, and that's the idea. And then I just use the rest of the time to wander around the classroom and answer any questions that they might have, and then they're also able to look up anything that they want to look up. For example, colleges, maybe they want to look ahead to apprenticeships, maybe they want to look at employment opportunities, just kind of seeing the kind of subjects that they might need for the future, so that they can really start thinking about it now. And that's me.
Super, and again, staff are all downstairs, opposite the
Yes.
training, so they're available with that.
We're here.
More detailed chat.
Yeah.
Okay, Claire,
Thank you.
delighted to have Claire here from the college. I've got some
Hi there.
information there, but you don't have to speak to that. You can just tell us a bit more about the college and the offer. That'd be super.
Thank you. I've just realised tonight that I've been in education long enough now that school leavers that I taught are now parents of S3 pupils. Anyway, so yes, I'm Claire Kemp. I'm assistant principal. I'm one of the assistant principals at Orkney College. So hopefully everybody's familiar with Orkney College. It's our local facility. We're part of the University of the Highlands and Islands. So at the college we offer at every level of qualification, Scottish qualification, from our short courses right up to degree, masters and PhD. Part of what we also do is we partner with the grammar school and we partner with Stromness Academy to offer S4, 5 and 6 pupils just greater choice. So we offer something like 30 courses, about 20 of them are at level 4 and level 5. So we partner with the academy and with the grammar school, and as part of the people's timetables, they come up to the college. We enrol them as students, so they're enrolled as Orkney College students. They're treated as Orkney College students. They have face-to-face classes with our lecturers. They have access to our online kind of learning support system, but all the kind of liaison with yourself as parents and all the reporting on, you know, for report cards and tracking is all done through the school. So it just gives pupils an opportunity just to have another kind of learning environment. It just kind of expands their learning experience. So it just kind of helps better prepare them for going on to further study or going on to employment. So for S3 going into S4, we offer a range of skills for work courses, but also courses that's called National Progression Awards. So they are, so there's information in our brochure. I've got a few printed copies if folk want, but they're on the as we said, the school website and on our website. And you'll also see that we do some National Progression Awards. So they're all delivered at that same level of learning, at level 4 and level 5. As I've said, they had the opportunity to do their work experience placement on a Monday afternoon as part of the school timetable as well. So yes, a Friday morning is when most of the level 4, level 5 courses are delivered. So the pupils just come to the college, they're with us for the morning, we do the registers, we submit them to the school, and it's the school then that liaises with you if there's any absences, unexplained absences or anything. So yeah, I'm here for now, happy to answer questions. Don't worry if there's still, you know, you didn't take some of that in, because you can just give us a shout at the college anytime. But I would, as you'll see on the option sheet, there's a range of courses, so I would definitely recommend having a look at the brochure, because that explains the level that they're at and also gives you, you know, a description of the course content and what will actually be covered.
Super, thank you very much. I'll show some example of the college courses just in a moment. One of the things I was going to highlight, to allow the pupils to go up to college on a Friday morning in a kind of block, they would miss 2 periods of their core periods. So it could be RMPS, it could be 1 period of PE, just so you're aware of that. We've actually got 2 skills work courses running at a different time. It's a Wednesday morning or Thursday afternoon. That's energy and personal finance, they're level 5 courses. If a pupil was to choose them, they would miss 1 period of another subject. So just so you're aware, when you're making these choices, that you're aware of that. So we'd have 4 periods of that subject rather than 5. Okay, the option form, it is very complicated, so I do apologise for that. It's really, the senior phase is 4th, 5th and 6th year pupils. So we're trying to course National 5 pupils, along with higher pupils, along with advanced higher pupils, all at the same time. The courses here, is all the courses on offer. As Mrs Wood said, the National 5s are here. The higher, the college courses are there, so we've got National 4 hairdressing, we've got National 5 maritime skills, rural skills agriculture, rural skills horticulture, sport and recreation, system hacking and forensics, travel and tourism, so just a tremendous range of courses that the college offer us and our pupils, just to widen the choice that they've got. And then down the left hand side is all the national 4-5 courses that we teach within the school. Mrs Wood said, next year we'll be trying to fit together maybe national 5s and higher courses in terms of the column structure at that point. And it goes all the way down to advanced hires along the bottom, foundation apprenticeships. So there's lots and lots of choice in the options process. For S3 into S4, it's this top part sheet you're looking at, and you just list the courses that you want to do. So next slide. Option sheet here, so English and Maths, and then your 4 other choices. Your 2 reserves are down here, assigned by the pupil, parent or carer, and the guidance teacher. The level you want to do, in an awful lot of cases that would just be National 5 or National 4-5. And finally, just in here, there is a principal teacher signature. So if I was a pupil in the school and wanted to do history, I'd go and see Miss Hogan and say, I really want to do National 5 history next year. She would say, that's absolutely great. Bear in mind, hopefully I've been a good pupil and behaved myself. And she'd go, that's no bother at all. And she'd just say, do you know what it involves? She would give me a bit of content, a detail about the content of the course. Absolutely delighted. She would sign that, I put history down, and that's that course done. And you do that another 4 times. If it's a college course, so English, Maths, plus 3 school-based courses, then the college course, I sign that. So pupils just come and find me. I'm usually about break at lunchtime if they can't find me another time. And you just sign my name to it on a quick chart on the course they're going to do, so they're aware what it is, when it goes, and all the other things like Mrs. Wood has said. Final copies are then handed in the school, all signed, and then I take them at that point and start to build together people's timetables. Now, I know you'll be keen to get down the stairs and start appointments, but we've got a few minutes to ask any questions. The staff are here, or to ask myself any questions. Has anybody got anything they'd like to ask? Or any questions? Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is probably going to be a very stupid question, but I'm still not very clear, having gone through like O grades, standard grades, exactly how that translates to Nat 4, Nat 5.
Okay, no,
I know
great.
that sounds really, I've never been to a session that's explained that before. And I
Yeah,
don't know
we're
how it
going to throw in
compares.
all sorts of things at you. So I suppose we've got level 4 courses at college and national 4 courses at the school. For those who perhaps got knowledge of standard grade, that would be level 4 is general foundation, probably. The next level up would be national 5 or level 5 at college, and that's more like accredited courses at standard grade. I'm not going to go back to the ones I did, which I don't know what they're called now, O levels, I think they were for that. And then we've got higher courses, which have always been, and that's a kind of gold standard. Scottish education, it just continues like that. And the level above that's advanced higher.
Okay.
Can I just say, there's a really good slide online that you can look up called the SCQF Interactive Framework.
Okay, okay.
So it's the Scottish Credit and Qualifications Framework, and it's got a really easy to understand table with all the SCQF levels
Right.
and where they kind of come in and
Okay.
progression routes on from them.
Can I just ask, so what are the kind of bandings within the, you know, is a pass mark 50%, what's an A, B, or is there no A,
Yeah,
B
a national 4
numbers?
course is a pass or fail. A level
right.
4 course is just you do it in internal assessments and
There's no final exam for
no
National
final
4.
exam, yeah.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
National 5 is a C's 50%. Usually, the SQ do muck about with pass rates, but nominally it's 50%. A B is 60% and above, and A is 70% and above.
All right.
But they do change year on year depending on the severity of the paper, and they do muck about. But that's what we use.
Okay,
That's negative, that's bad. And the hires are exactly the same.
right.
And D's 45 to 50%, C's 50 to 60, and so on and so forth.
Lovely, that's great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfect.
Any other questions?
Can I just ask one on the back of that? So, who decides whether it's a 4 or a 5? Does the pupil decide, or the school decide, or a combination of?
A combination of the two. We'll be doing
Right.
assessments throughout the year,
Yeah.
and if a pupil just do really, really well, it's national 5, but they start to find Some of these National 5 courses have got lengthy exams at the end of them. So for example, National 5 History's 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So, you know, not every pupil is going to be able to do a 2 hour, 20-minute exam at the end of fourth
Right.
year. So they make the best suited to national.
So we're going to have to put the level when we fill it in.
No, I'm not sure if it's national 4 or 5.
When,
Yeah, 5. Okay,
when,
cool.
the,
That's fine.
when
Thank
the
you.
young person goes to speak to the
Yeah.
principal teacher, the principal teacher will just have a general knowledge
Okay, that's
of
fine.
who's
Thank
taking
you.
them in third year, and then that
Yeah,
will
well,
go down.
that's
Fine. Thank you very much.
But nobody's limited
Yeah.
to a level if we think they can do the level of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's all about going up the way,
Yeah.
and only if they're struggling with cancer, you might want to make a change down the way. So it's aspirational, if you see what I mean.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I know folk are want to get away. If anyone's got any other questions, just give me a shout. Just at the end, I'll hang around. I'll be down the stairs too. That's for the rest of us. So, thank you very much. Thanks for your time.